Hey guys, so just want to say thanks for the feedback from last week. A lot of good ideas. I did want to emphasize how important this time right now is to practice these flat ground tricks. It's a perfect time to do this. It is going to make your skating just shoot through the roof, and you're gonna have so much more ability and experience coming back into the park, skating the ramps again. It's just gonna help overall with your balance and your technique and your speed and your patience with figuring out how all these tricks work out. I did also want to say that I want to see more feedback coming. So once you watch these videos, I want to see you trying these tricks, and I want you to shoot me any questions, shoot us videos of you trying things. Maybe you're struggling, or like you're getting stumped with one of these tricks. Like today we're gonna go over 180s or kickflips. I wanna see you guys trying them and asking me questions, because I wanna help out. We have 30 more days of this staying at home policy, so it's just gonna be, we have plenty of time to help you guys learn and progress this way. So like I said, today we're gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna start with 180s. I'm gonna cover both frontside and backside. And then we're gonna go into kickflips, which I'll probably go a little bit more in depth with the foot position and timing and all that stuff. And we'll do some slow-mos too, so you guys can really see how my body's moving and how everything works. So for 180s, I'm just gonna start not even on my skateboard, okay? And I think this is how you guys should try it as well. With the 180s, it's really about getting your front foot to become your back foot, or vice versa. Your back foot is going to become your front foot, depending on which direction you're going. So if you're doing regular frontside 180s, that's when you can see through the 180. So that's how you can tell the difference between frontside and backside. If I'm going in this direction here, because I'm a regular skater, frontside, I'm gonna be able to see all the way through the spin. And then backside is gonna be the opposite. I'm gonna be going in blind, and that's a good way to remember it, thinking backside like blind side. I'm gonna be going to my blind side, so my back is gonna be facing forward, okay? So that's the difference between the two. Doing them is relatively the same. With frontside, a good way to practice is just have your feet set up just like they're on a skateboard. And it's all about getting your front body, your upper body, to turn around, and you're gonna be trying to face the other direction. So I always say, like, less wind up, more getting that front shoulder into that new direction you're going. So I'm just gonna show you how I would do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my front shoulder in, and I'm gonna look this way. Now my lower body is gonna almost be forced to spin that way, okay? So I'm gonna look into that direction, and I'm gonna hop and spin. And backside is gonna be super similar, except I'm gonna be bringing my shoulder in this way, and I'm gonna be looking in this direction. So I'm gonna bring it this way, and I'm gonna jump and be facing in this direction. So I'm gonna do a few rolling, and we're gonna throw in some slow-mo just so you can see how my body's coming around. I'm gonna do a few examples of just like pivoting and some power slides too, just so you guys can see like there's other ways to practice these tricks without actually doing the ollie. Like you can start by getting just to break those wheels free and sliding into it. So I guess we'll start with just front side, and we'll do front side power slide, front side reverts, and we'll do the front side 180, and then I'll do all the backside stuff after. So for the front side, which I think the front sides are gonna be a little bit easier just because you can see where you're going. Backside is a little bit intimidating just because you actually have to turn your body around and you're not facing forward for a moment. So with front side, if we're doing the pivot, Foot position, we want to have our front foot up on these bolts here. Our back foot is going to be right there in the pocket on the tail. And what we're going to do is I'm going to turn my upper body, and at the same time, I'm going to take my weight off of this back foot and I'm going to move it forward. And so me turning my body this way is going to force my core here to kind of twist, okay? And my body doesn't like to be in this position. So I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna break this leg free. And I'm gonna slide this leg forward and bring it around. And they're a little bit easier to do them rolling. So I would try just doing them in a slow speed. And it's very similar to getting the power slide too. So with the power slide, you're gonna be going a little bit faster, and it's relatively the same thing. You're gonna turn your upper body into that direction, and you're gonna bring this back leg around, okay? So that's what it is, just minus the ollie. So if you got your ollies down, you might as well just practice those a few times and then jump right into it and try and see if you can pop that ollie and get that back leg to swing around and become your front leg. So I'm gonna do a few rolling, because trying to do these 180s standing still is not easy. It's much easier when you have some movement. So when I do this, my feet position are relatively similar to just a normal ollie. My toes aren't gonna be hanging off, my heels aren't all the way on the board. I'm gonna be primarily on my toes, just like a normal ollie. And when I do it, you're gonna notice how, like I said before, my shoulders and everything is gonna turn into that direction. And when I pop it, that's gonna allow my back foot to swing around and become my front foot. And so when we're doing this, another thing to keep in mind too is like where your head is and where you're looking. So you always wanna, when you're turning your body, you always wanna be looking in the direction that you're going. So I'm just gonna do a few examples here, and then we'll do a few slow ones towards the end. And I finish by looking in this direction. So I'm gonna do one going this way. Notice how I start from right here at this stance, and as I'm getting ready to pop the ollie, I'm winding my body up to move into that new direction, okay? When I do the ollie, I'm not staying facing this way, because I'm not gonna be able to get that rotation. If I try to ollie 180, frontside just like this, it's gonna be really difficult. I need to be ready to get into that direction. Okay, so we'll do another one. Notice my front body starts to turn. And that allows for that core to twist. And as soon as I pop that ollie, I'm bringing that leg around 180. And that's front side. So backside, we'll kind of swing through this one relatively quick because it's very similar to front side. All the physics and everything is the same. So with doing the pivot, the revert, feet position just like the front side. Now this time, instead of going this way, backside, I'm gonna be going this way. I'm gonna be back facing forward. So when I do it, I'm gonna be looking this way, and then this back foot, instead of going this way, where do you think it's gonna go? I'm gonna bring it behind me now. So I'm gonna kick this back leg behind me just like that. And it's a little bit easier with a little bit more speed. So if you just kind of get some momentum there, you're looking through and you're bringing that back foot behind you, okay? So I'm gonna pop a few of them, and I want you to watch how my body turns and my head, I'm looking in that new direction, okay? A common mistake I see with these tricks is you're not committing to facing backwards, and that's like the most important thing. If I try to do a back 180, I'll just do one example of one where I'm not not committing to looking through the whole rotation, you'll see that if I just keep my body straight, there's no way I'm gonna get around because there's nothing going on here. There's no rotation happening. So to fix that, we just have to commit. We have to be ready to commit and just trust it. So here's a back 180 for you. So start from this position, and then I'm gonna turn, and then pop. And when I'm turning like that, I'm winding my body up so that when I pop this trick, when I pop it, that back foot's just gonna swing right behind me. I'll do another example. So back 180. One of my favorite tricks. Start from here, get that body turned, pop it, spot your landing. You're watching your board the whole time, you're not looking out in space, focusing on this right here and what you're doing. So give those a try. Start with those power slides, it's gonna help out a lot. The next thing I wanna go over, also one of my favorite tricks, is the kickflip. So if you're having trouble with the kickflip, please go back and watch the Pop Shove It video because that's gonna help out a lot with getting this trick to actually pop. So a few common mistakes I see with the kickflip is when you're going for the pop, I see a lot of kids they're not allowing that board to hit the ground, and it's almost like some impatience. Like you want to kick right away. And it's so important that you really get a good pop on this trick because that board needs to do a full rotation under your feet. And so if you're not getting that pop, you're not gonna have enough height and like amplitude to send that board through its whole rotation. So looking at the foot placement for this trick, it's pretty similar to the ollie. What you want to do and make sure is your back foot here, this is all about the toes, all about the toes. So my toes are gonna be dead center here on the back of the board, okay? I don't wanna be in the pocket because I wanna get a good pop. And this is where you're gonna get the best pop from, right here, okay? Front foot, like an ollie position, I'm gonna be more on like my entire foot, but with the kickflip, we wanna focus more on our toes. And so a good like thing to practice is just getting your slide down, because it's all about the flick with this trick. Instead of an ollie where we're just dragging that foot up, now we wanna actually flick it out of the pocket. So right here in the board, there's like this concave. There's like, we call it the pocket right here. Now, you wanna bring the toe of your foot through that right there and flick out. And so practice this a few times just to get used to that feeling of flicking the foot. Okay, we're not just dragging it up. We're actually coming out to the side here and flicking it, okay? So another thing too, to really help you get that pop, is utilizing your arms. Like these things have a lot of weight behind them, and you can use them to your advantage. They're good for helping you get higher pop and for balance. So when you're doing it, be mindful of what your arms are doing. Because if you're struggling with getting good pop, it could just be because you're not utilizing this part of your body. So you'll see when we do some slow-mos, you'll see how I use my arms to help bring everything up. And it also helps me when I'm landing too, because I have my arms here to kind of stabilize myself, like if I was doing manuals or something. So this is all about timing. You just gotta practice this trick a lot and really make sure you're getting that good pop. That's the most important thing, is popping this trick. So I'm gonna do a few examples and then talk about just like common mistakes and how you can avoid doing those. So we'll do a few kick flips here. Back foot right there on the flat. I'm on my toes, I'm totally on my toes here. Now we wanna get that good pop, so we're gonna go down, and when I'm coming up and popping it, you're gonna see that flick happen, okay? So we'll go ahead and do one right now. And we're watching the board the whole time. Watching the board the whole time, spotting our landing, keeping our feet wide, because we don't want to land like this. It's a good way to shoot out, and that does not feel good. So we'll go forward again. Very much on my toes right now, okay? Now, if you're struggling and you're leaning back too much, or you're too far back, just adjust your feet to where you're up on top of the board. Everything is right here, okay? I'm not leaning back, my legs aren't straight, and I'm not too far in front here. Cause like in the ollie video, we found out that if we're not popping off our toes, we're not gonna get a good pop. And like I said, this is all about pop. Gotta pop this trick. So we're up on our toes. And see, I've been doing these forever. Still don't land them every time. We're always practicing, always getting better. So this one's gonna take some work. Just more common mistakes that I see is it's really just not getting the pop. I know some people, they're not getting the good flick. Instead they're kicking down. We wanna avoid kicking down, we wanna kick out. Another thing too is just our upper body in general. We don't want to be twisting or opening up our shoulders. Everything stays straight. Like imagine like there's this box around you and your board, and you have to stay inside of this box here, okay? That's pretty much it. We'll throw in some slow-mo clips here at the end so you can just see the timing of everything. And you'll notice when you see it that it all happens very fast. When I'm coming up, when I'm exploding up and I'm popping this, I'm flicking right off the top there. It all happens perfect. So please shoot us your questions. I want to see you guys trying them. I want to help you guys master this trick. From here, it doesn't stop here. Kickflips is just the beginning. Once you get the kickflip down, you can do varial kickflips, tray flips, hard flips. You can combine the 180 with the kickflip and make frontside flips and backside flips. It never ends. Fakie, switch, nollie. There's so many variations that it still drives me bananas because it just never stops. So thank you guys. Hope to see you soon. We'll see you next week.